Joining us today is Born Denga Takalani, aka Kingdmusic, who is a South African multi-award winning gospel Christian singer, songwriter, radio presenter, and actor.
I'm a child of heaven. Jesus knows my name. He pulled me from the darkness into his glorious grace. I won't believe what the world may say. They don't know my name. I'm a child of heaven. I'm a child of heaven.
Welcome to the Loft, King D.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. It's so lovely to meet you in real life. I was stalking you at Burrito's listening party, looking at you from a distance, saying, I love that guy's music. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for having me. I've always wanted to come to, Afternoon Express, so it's really a huge honor to be here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about your journey. Writing your very own songs at the age of 12 and releasing your first song at 14 to leaving the scene of a secure bank job to where you are today. So please may you talk us through your journey of how you went into singing gospel music.
Yeah, so like you said, I started writing my own songs when I was 12, and when I was 14 years old, with the help of my parents, I was able to release my first single. From there, then, I went into banking industry, corporate, and I worked at a bank for about 4 or 5 years. Then in 2018, one day I was just having lunch in my car. I was like, you know what? I feel like, it's time for me to just focus on my career. Then, I just left the banking job and I went into the industry. So then that's when I started working on my Seasons album, my debut album that came out in 2018. I released it online in December, and then 2019 May, that's when we rolled out everything, the CDs into the stores, and also did the whole album launch. But otherwise, man, it's been great. Gospel music has always been my first love. So just being able to use my gift to serve others, man, it's a huge honor.
It's quite interesting that the moment you decided to go after gold and go after your talent in singing, everything happened so quickly. I cannot believe that you went from sitting in your car at a lunch break to already releasing your first album. Now, we have to speak about your name when we're speaking about royalty and the incredibleness that you do everywhere you go. Whatever you touch turns to gold. So what's the connection?
I'm from a royal house. So the stage name Kingdmusic, it's actually it's a real deal. So I'm from a royal house in Venda. My family, we've been trusted to lead a village called Mukura. So I'm from a Takalani clan. That's where I come from. So my friends in high school, they used to call me Bamsanda, which means king. Yeah. So that really just stuck with me, especially when I started doing music when I was 14 years old. I was just like, okay, well, my name is Denga, so I might as well just take Bamsanda, D, King D. Yeah. And then as I went on with my journey, because I wanted to be different, because when you go online and you search King D, there's so many King Ds. So I was like, okay, you know what, let me just, call myself Kingdmusic.
I love that. I get your name speaks wonders. People do say that a person's legacy follows what they decide to name themselves or their parents name them. So when we're speaking royalty and your music, that is essentially it, because udumisa uNkulunkulu, his kingdom at the end of the day.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah. Now, you started getting noticed when you released your album titled Seasons online. Today, you chat about the seasons that we're all going through, where lots of people around the world are looking for encouragement, and more people are finding that encouragement in gospel music. Please, may you share your sentiments on this? Yeah,
so I've seen so many, I've heard of, so many people who went Christian before the lockdown, who are listening to gospel music just to find, encouragement. And also a lot of people who were not really about, Christianity, that are like, okay, you know what, I think, I'm just looking for something that can encourage me during this, a difficult time. I'm looking for something that can just, uplift my soul. So let me go and just search for that music. And, it just happens that lots of people, they land on gospel music and just, Christian music. And I've also seen that, like with my my recent single that I just released, Child of Heaven, just in 6 weeks only, we were able to reach, more than 60,000 streams just on Spotify only. So that just shows you that a lot of people are listening to, new Christian content that is being put out all the time. I mean, during this lockdown.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that you've used lockdown. Now, lockdown, like for so many of us, has brought disappointment for you. But at the same time, it's also been a moment of massive inspiration. Please may you share how you're turning this time into a positive one.
Yeah, so I've just been writing lots of music, man. I've been creating lots of content. I actually have a couple of, new songs coming out in, I think this month. I'm featured on, a couple of songs with my international friends. I've got a friend, her name is Lissy B. She's from Australia. She's a Christian rapper. She featured me on a song. I also have a song that I'm releasing end of August. And also I've just been, taking online classes with Harvard. A friend of mine sent me a link. It's like, hey, man, there's some free classes happening with Harvard online if you are interested or if you have time. So yeah, I've just been trying my best to keep myself busy during this time.
A king, truly he is. Denga, you're making the rest of us look bad. You're writing music. You're collaborating with international heavyweights. And of course, you're also getting a Harvard education, of course, in the form of an online class. I love the fact that you're upskilling yourself during this time. Now, it is Women's Month here on Afternoon Express, and you have used your music and your platform to speak about gender-based violence. Please may you share the message that you want to spread. And now, through your single, Mameza, is dedicated to the fight against gender-based violence.
To all the guys out there, like we have an opportunity, especially with this month, to make sure that we are going out and protecting our women. And it's not even just about, Women's Month only. But, I've always said to my friends that, we need to do better, because when my friend is not doing better, I look bad as well. You got what I mean? Mm-hmm. So hence, I've been using my platform and my gift to speak about the real issues. I know that I do Christian music, but I was like, you know what? These things, they also happen in church. You got what I mean? Mm-hmm. We've seen so many court cases in the past 2 years happening with, pastors, molesting girls or raping and all these things. So I thought, you know what? As a Christian artist, it's also my responsibility to educate those who are around me. And also the song, Memeza, Let It Out. Mm-hmm. It's just an encouragement to the ladies who are being abused to say, hey, you know what? Speak out, don't just, die on the inside. Because I know sometimes, as a victim, it takes so much courage. So the song is just, encouraging them to speak out, even though it's not easy. To use their voice in the same way that you're using your voice to make a change within their own selves and in their own lives. I want to challenge you, Denga, right now to stand side by side with SABC 3 and Afternoon Express as we are celebrating women as we fight for the eradication of gender-based violence in South Africa. Just say amen if you're with me, my brother. Yep. Amen.
Okay, we've got another soldier joining our war against gender-based violence. Thank you so much, King D. Denga, for joining us. I'm about to say goodbye to you. Just give me a 5-second beatbox. I know you can.
Okay. Let's see if you remember this one. This one is oldie goldie. Let's see.
Okay. I knew that song. What a talent, South Africa. There you have it. King Denga Takalani from a royal tribe, gracing us with music and, of course, bringing the good news. Thank you so much for joining us. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
South Africa, please head over to our social media platforms. Use that hashtag Afternoon Express and let's share in the music.